Hey, we're back. One more day, one more lesson. Exercise science, anatomy and physiology, and today we're going to be taking a closer look at some of the muscles of the arm, and specifically the forearm extensors. Alright, we've got a long list to look at here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 extensor muscles, so this is going to be a difficult day for you. The forearm extensor muscles can be found on page 58. Now we've already looked at the flexors on page 58, but if you focus on the bottom half of that, you will see the list of extensors. Like I said, it's going to be a challenging day because these muscles are very similar in name and they all look kind of the same, so it's going to be a bit of a challenge. Before we get started, we want to look at the origin point of most of the extensors of the forearm. Opposite to the flexors, the extensors all attach on the lateral epicondyle of the humerus, or at least somewhere in that area on the arm, as opposed to the forearm flexors, which attach on the medial part. First one we're going to look at is Extensor Indices, and again, name can give us some clues as to the location and function of the muscle. Indices referring to the index finger, so it attaches on your index finger and allows that finger specifically to extend as if you are pointing. The extensor Pollicis longus, as we discussed previously, Pollicis refers to thumb. So looking on our diagram to the right, we have two extensor muscles that attach on the thumb. Pollicis longus, which is the longer one you see here, and extensor Pollicis brevis, which is the shorter of the two. It's actually one of the smallest muscles of the forearm. Both of these muscles allow us to extend the thumb. Extensor Carpi Ulnaris, again, attachment on the ulna side, and it is attached to the base of the metacarpal, hence the name, Extensor Carpi Ulnaris. Extensor Digiti minimi, and as you might be able to deduce from the name, Digiti minimi, it is connected to the small finger, and again it comes all the way up, has its origin on the lateral epicondyle of the humerus. Extensor Digitorum has connections on 3 of the main fingers of the hand. Extensor Carpi Radialis longus, again radial side of the hand, which is related to the thumb, this being the radius here. It is attached, as you can see, near the carpal bones on the base of the metacarpal, and again longus because it is a very long and slender muscle that attaches on the lateral epicondyle of the humerus once again. Extensor Carpi Radialis brevis, very similar muscle, similar attachment point on the radial side. It is still a long muscle, but it is labeled brevis because it is shorter than the longus. And finally, the only muscle in this group that doesn't start with the prefix extensor, this is the abductor Pollicis longus, and again we know that Pollicis refers to the thumb, and abductor is the action that this muscle allows the thumb to do. It will allow the thumb to abduct in this direction to open up your fist. Okay, there we have it, short and sweet. Again, on page 58, if you take a look at the words, find their location, make relations between the name of the word and the location. It's really not as difficult as it initially appears. We'll review this quickly so we can make sure we get the pronunciation of the words correct. Extensor Indices, Extensor Pollicis longus, Extensor Pollicis brevis, Extensor Carpi Ulnaris, Extensor Digiti minimi, Extensor Digitorum, Extensor Carpi Radialis longus, Extensor Carpi Radialis brevis, and Abductor Pollicis longus. Again, page 58. Take your time, there's no rush. Write the quiz when you're ready. Good luck.